proper acknowledgement can create a great relationship between you and your client, because a proper acknowledgement can create an atmosphere, or rather a personality that you possess, which is actually acknowledged by others. So if you want to grow, acknowledgement is really, really important. And if you do not do that, it can ruin any relationship. And trust me, it can destroy your career. Do you want to know why? Let's find out. Most of the people in this world want to speak about something. They want to comment on something. If they watch something, they want to comment. That is pretty instinctive, because we all want to express what we are thinking, right? But on the contrary, most of the people even are not able to convey. Why? Because of two reasons. One, lack of courage, and of course the second one is fear. So I'm not going into all those details, why they actually fear about public speaking, why they actually get scared of putting together the courage to talk about something. But yes, at the same point of time, whenever they are talking, whenever they are seeing something, observing something, they tend to provide something or the other to the requester or the provider, typically. Say for example, if someone has uploaded a photograph or video, then yes, most of the people will come and watch. Whoever is watching, tentatively they will try to put a comment. That's instinctive, because I want to say something about that picture or movie or video. How do I feel? And I can also thank the person who actually shared it. In a corporate life, typically we intend to do that. But the question remains, do we every time do that? We do not. And that's where this particular issue comes into picture. That is called lack of acknowledgement. So whenever it comes to our personal life, social life, whatever you may say, we tend to acknowledge. But whenever it comes to our professional life, we do not acknowledge. Why we don't do that typically? The major reason that has been found, after doing a little bit survey or something, I think I've seen some of the reports, and those reports are suggesting there are two major reasons most of the people rather, do not acknowledge. And those two reasons are pretty interesting. Number one, they don't feel like acknowledging. Number two, they think if we do that, or maybe acknowledgement can create or build more responsibilities for the person. Doesn't it sound really strange? Why it's strange to me typically? Because those are inevitable part of your professional life. You want to grow, and for that reason you need to take more responsibilities. That's normal. On the other hand, if you are not acknowledging the other person, how would the other person know that you have seen it? See, most of the cases we do communicate via emails. Sometimes we definitely get into different professional or business calls, but we also use different instant messenger. However, whenever someone is talking to me, definitely I have to even follow some of the protocols, right? Verbal nods and all those, because the person can't see me. If the person can see me through a video call, then it's absolutely fine. We have to showcase that we are acknowledging whatever the other person is saying. But whenever you are actually responding to an email, especially you have received an email from your client, and your client is actually looking for your help or your support in order to get something. But if you do not acknowledge, the other person may start speculating. And that is the reason acknowledgement is so important nowadays. Now, the other way around, when we think about which I specifically thought about it, that it's not only about their work, it's about personalization. And why personalization is so much better than the actual work typically. I'm just giving an example. Say for a particular work, and your client has sent you an email. The person is, or maybe the other person rather who has sent you that email, the person is looking for an answer or an information, okay, maybe a resolution as well. So if you do not respond typically, even after saying that email, because you can, and the other person will of course think that yes, you have received that email, but on the other hand, whenever you are not responding, the other person take it personally. It's not only about that information, it's not only about the responsibility. Maybe the person is looking for those information to provide someone else, and the person needs your help to get that information. That's how it works, right? But whenever you are not actually responding it, the person will take it personally. Why? Because you can see the person who sent you that email, and maybe that person is holding a higher designation, so that person may take it differently. It's not only about ignoring that email, it's about insult. That's where it all differs. See, you are not actually insulting typically, but we are all human beings, right? So if you are not acknowledging, the other person may take it as an insult. Say for example, if you are communicating with your friend and your friend is telling you a story, but you are not responding by saying anything. So that's the reason verbal notes is important, right? But if you're not doing that, typically you're not interested in that story, and your friend may feel offended. So please do acknowledge. It's very, very important nowadays, and other person will not feel insulted if you acknowledge it properly. So thank you very much guys for watching today's video. Take care. Bye bye.